In the bustling market square of Viridian City, gossip traveled faster than the wind. Rumors said that a mysterious scholar had arrived, a woman known only as the messenger of tongues. Vendors spoke in plural whispers, unsure whether the stories were myth or truth. One journalist, always eager to press for details, scribbled notes as he questioned passers-by. A young typist copied his inquiries onto a leaflet, distributing it among curious travelers. People wondered why she had come. Some said she was here to illuminate ancient secrets. Others feared she was on a mission to decipher forbidden scripts hidden beneath the old library. Amid all the speculation, one thing was certain. Her arrival would spark a great discussion, one that no one in Viridian City could ignore. Aria, a 17-year-old apprentice librarian, adored language more than any other pastime. While other youths sought recreation or simple entertainment, she preferred to read dictionaries for fun. She practiced every pronoun, every verb, every adjective, every adverb, until she could communicate with elegant eloquence. She enjoyed trying to translate ancient inscriptions and paraphrase old poems. Sometimes she would narrate stories to children visiting the library, watching their eyes widen as words came alive. Her dream was to one day publish her own handout, or even a grand publication that would be disseminated across the continent. But she feared she would never reach that level of mastery. "Language is vast," she often sighed, "and I am only beginning." One evening, as Aria organized scrolls in chronological version order, a soft tap echoed at the library door. A cloaked woman entered, tall, composed, undeniably consistent in the way she held herself. "I am the correspondent of the 12 academies," she said. Her voice was calm, with the clarity of someone who could interpret thoughts as easily as breathing. She offered Aria a sealed message. "You are invited to attend the Debate of Tongues, the greatest linguistic event of the year. There, scholars brainstorm, debate, and even fiercely contend for the title of Imperial Exponent of Languages." Aria's heart raced. "But why me?" she asked. "Because," the woman replied, "the Empire believes you may foresee what others cannot. You can anticipate patterns in language, an ability most rare." Aria accepted the invitation with shaking hands. The dome-shaped auditorium was filled with scholars, critics, and commentators from every kingdom. An enthusiastic announcer introduced each participant, while a famous commentator prepared his scroll for detailed commentary. Aria sat among them, overwhelmed. Next to her, two professors argued loudly over debatable grammar theories. A judge stepped forward. "Today we will explore the most complicated matters in linguistic science," he declared. "From prepositions to semantics, from dialect formation to rhetoric, only those who participate fully may advance." Aria took a deep breath. Though nervous, she knew she had not traveled here merely to await results. She had come to prove herself. The first challenge was known as the compilation. Participants were given fragments of ancient language and commanded to compile them into a coherent text. Most contestants struggled. Some fragments were contradictory. Others appeared too complex to decode. Aria closed her eyes and listened. Truly listened. The words did not behave like isolated symbols. They behaved like characters in a story, each longing to be understood. She gently reassembled the fragments into a narrative about a lost civilization, surprising even the judges. "This young scholar," the commentator whispered, "may be an extraordinary exponent indeed." The second trial tested one's ability to distinguish nuance. Contestants faced a dragon-like automaton made of swirling letters. It presented riddles where every conjunction, Every preposition, every tiny shift in meaning determined whether one lived or failed. A scholar misread a clause and was almost engulfed by paper flames. Another gave a hasty response because she failed to expect the twist hidden inside a simple phrase. When Aria's turn arrived, she remained calm. She analyzed the riddles, then rephrased them in her mind, paraphrasing until the meaning crystallized. Her answers were precise. The dragon bowed its head and dissolved into sentences. During the midday break, tempers flared. Scholars engaged in heated negotiation about what counted as proper language. Some argued that regional dialects deserved equal respect. Others maintained the imperial standard. The disagreement escalated into intense contention. A senior critic even accused a professor of spreading linguistic propaganda through biased textbooks. Aria observed quietly. Language, she realized, was not just a tool. It was a medium that shaped identity, power, and culture. Words could divide people, but they could also unite them. Just as tensions reached their peak, a sudden hush spread through the hall. The messenger of tongues herself had appeared. Unlike the rumors, she was not ancient nor intimidating. She carried no throne, no guards, only a simple book bound in silver. "I did not come to argue," she said softly. "I came to remind you why language exists, not to win battles, but to build connection." Her presence alone seemed to amuse the audience into calm silence. Even the critics listened with unexpected respect. The final trial was the most feared. Contestants were shown a story written in a dead language and asked to narrate its meaning out loud, not translate word for word, not interpret mechanically, but capture its soul, its intention. One scholar faltered. Another recited perfectly but without emotion, failing to convey the story's heart. When Aria stepped forward, she touched the ancient script gently. She began to narrate a tale of a child who traveled across mountains to deliver a letter. Her voice was steady, warm, filled with eloquence. She did not mention every detail. She spoke with the simplicity and clarity the story deserved. When she finished, the hall remained silent until applause erupted like thunder. The judges conferred for only a moment. They named Aria the new exponent of communication for the entire empire. Her story would be published and disseminated across all provinces. People would learn not just grammar and structure, but the heart behind every sentence. The messenger approached and handed Aria the silver-bound book. "This," she said, "is yours now. Use it not just to teach, but to listen. Language grows when we grow." Aria bowed deeply, overwhelmed yet grateful. When Aria returned to her hometown, townsfolk gathered eagerly to hear her adventures. The market square, once filled with gossip, now buzzed with admiration. Children begged her to teach them new words. Adults asked for language advice. Even the local critic who once doubted her requested a signed publication. Aria smiled. She had traveled far, debated fiercely, struggled deeply, but she had learned one truth above all. Language is alive. It connects strangers. It heals old wounds. It is the bridge between minds, between hearts, between worlds. And she would spend her life helping others cross it. Years later, Aria became one of the empire's most beloved storytellers. Her academy welcomed scholars from every kingdom, some seeking clarity, others seeking belonging. She continued to entertain, amuse, and inspire, teaching that language is not just sound or ink. It is the light we use to understand ourselves and to reach one another. Her story became legend. The little librarian who once hesitated had built an empire of tongues that would echo for generations.